Good morning, guys. I have lots to catch you up on from the weekend. I did start to film yesterday, but it was a terrible day yesterday. It was just very stressful, and I'm going to talk about that. But I am packing up my lunch. I am taking, let's see if I can show you. I am taking the Philly cheesesteak meal prep that I made in my meal prep video that I put up on Sunday. So I can't wait to have that. Yesterday, I had the hash brown quiche, which I had for dinner Sunday night. So we had, I have my nail is bugging me, so I'm kind of distracted by it. We had breakfast for dinner Sunday, so I portioned out 3 of those servings of the quiche so I could have for lunch through the week, and then I put the rest out with the breakfast for dinner. I made like sausage and biscuits and some turkey bacon. What else did I make that night? Oh, and I made some fried potatoes for my husband. So I had just the hash brown quiche and then some turkey bacon, and then I had avocado with it. So good. It was so, gosh, that quiche is so good. So I had that yesterday for lunch, and I just had a side salad with it. It's just amazing. I am definitely going to make that as part of a normal, like regular routine for sure. So this Philly cheesesteak is today's lunch. So I just wanted to open up this vlog here. I'm going to, it's 6:35. I have to throw some laundry in the washer. I have to obviously close that and pack up my lunch, and then I will talk with you guys in the car. Guys, so I am on my way to work. I was just listening to a new podcast to me. I discovered one yesterday too. This one is Wine and Crime. So one of you did recommend this one to me, and it's not even like to like the crime part, and it's hilarious already. So I can tell I'm gonna like this one. I have been listening to My Favorite Murder also, which that one I think is hilarious too, but just as a warning before anybody goes and listens to that, it has a lot of profane language. So just so you know, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I just wanted to let you guys know before anybody like went on there, because I had no idea, no clue until I turned it on and I was like, whoa, this is, you know, kind of interesting. But they are, the girls on there are hilarious. It's really funny, and this one is really funny so far. So so anyway, those ones I think are going to be my favorite, like, crime ones. And then I'm going to share all the podcasts that I am discovering in my October favorites video, which I have got to really sit down and figure out what I'm going to talk about, because I don't have a whole lot of favorites this month. Well, I think I do, but I haven't been keeping track of them the way I did in September, because I want to film that video this weekend, because that's the only time I'm going to have time to do it. But anywho, so those 2 are really good so far as the crime ones. I really want to narrow down my podcast, you know, selection, because I know there can be so many. I'm really trying to find a good, like, health and wellness one, but I'm having a hard time with that. I found one that I really like so far. It's called Body Science, and I've only listened to about half of one of the episodes because I have to start it over again. I was listening to it, but it was yesterday on my way to work, and traffic was terrible, so I was getting kind of distracted, so I didn't really get a chance to really listen to it. It was a really good one about stress and weight loss, so I really want to listen to that one over again. But they are from Australia, and I don't know about you, but I love watching videos and listening to stuff like that that's from Australia, because I just love that accent. But anyway, so that one's pretty good so far, and so I have quite a few episodes for that one. And then I tried out like 4 other like health and wellness podcasts this morning as I was getting ready for work, and like two of them was just an entire thing and I listened to quite a few episodes trying to see how they all like this. They're really just ads for their health and wellness centers that they have, which is fine. I mean, that's great, but it was like very little information. Like the topics were very good, and I did glean a couple things out of one of the topics. So it was about thyroid and metabolism, but like I said, the entire thing was really just a sales pitch for their health and wellness centers. But like I said, I did glean some information from one of those. And then there was another one that was the same type of thing. It was just all about talking their advertisement for their centers. And then the other one, which again I had really high hopes for because it had some really good topics, it was just a woman with a very robotic voice, and I need it to be entertaining, and I just don't see myself liking that at all. So so that one, I went ahead and deleted all those ones off of there. So I'm really in need for a really good like health and wellness. And I don't, like I said before, I don't necessarily want one that's all about like motivation and get you going for the day. I really want educational ones about health topics. That's what I'm really looking for. So anyway, and then I have some other entertainment ones that I've been listening to that I really like, that are interesting, from a couple, like one of them's from like some YouTubers I watch, and then I mentioned another one before. So one of the things, really quickly before I go, I will talk to you guys at lunchtime for sure. I'll just wait until lunchtime to talk to you about the one podcast, because it's going to be a big long conversation. At lunchtime, I'm going to go to Marshall's because I think I have more time having fun with my Happy Planner decorating it than using it. Again, I wanted to decorate one just to see, okay, am I really into this? Am I going to want to buy a new one for the next year? And no, the answer is no. I don't. I really just did not use it. I had fun decorating it. It was relaxing, and I really liked that part of it. But I did not use it all week. This is what I need. And I can't do bullet journaling, but mainly because I feel like this pressure to make sure that it's like beautiful. I see all these bullet journals that are just gorgeous, and I have no like artistic bone in my body, not one artistic bone, and I'm serious about that. So that's not going to work for me, and I feel like that's what everybody does with those. But that's kind of the type of thing that I need. I need a few things. I need one thing that is just a very simple to do, like monthly like planner that I can use for my YouTube stuff only, where I can keep track of what I need to film for the day, what I need to post for the day, planning out my posts for the month, that kind of thing. And I need one I can just fit in my purse, not some big bulky one. I want one that I can pull out at the last minute and make a note in really quick, because I thought of an idea. And that's another thing, I need an ideas book that's just basically just a small slim journal I can throw in my purse as I'm coming up with ideas for YouTube videos. And then I need another one that's just like for home stuff, like when I'm thinking of something I want to get done. I put those kind of things in my phone a lot of times, but then I like to write things down. I'm definitely a person that likes to write things down. Hey guys, so it is lunchtime. On my way over to Marshall's to check things out. I'm hoping I can find some sort of planner and journal or something. I was trying to think of any other place I could go. I mean, I could go to Walmart and probably find something, and probably for cheaper, but I don't want to deal with Walmart. So I'd rather just go to Marshall's and check it out there. Yeah, so this weekend was just, there's a lot of stress going on with some things, and so I was very stressed this weekend. And then, after a very stressful week at work, and then I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go into this week, just thinking it can't get any worse, and just be really positive. And then yesterday was not the greatest day at work either, and there's just a lot of things going on, and it's just a lot of stressors. And I've noticed that I have been doing very well avoiding like eating things, and it really hasn't been around for me to do, so that's fine. I don't keep the stuff around. But I have noticed though that I'm replacing like normally like what would be like food and stuff with the stress, replacing it with like I'm drinking more energy drinks. I'm drinking the sugar-free ones, but I'm drinking that. I'm drinking diet sodas. I'm drinking more coffee. I'm drinking anything but water. And I don't know if it's just my way of comforting myself, because in my mind I'm thinking these are all 0-calorie things that I can drink that is still giving me some comfort, that doesn't have any calories or things like that. So I know I have been avoiding the water, and I can feel it. Like I can feel that when I'm not drinking enough water, because like water makes me feel hydrated, where like things like diet sodas and the sugar-free energy drinks and things like that don't make me feel very hydrated, and that's why I'm like thirsty more often. But I also know that despite that, I'm just because I'm not consuming any calories when I'm stressed like this, that doesn't mean that I'm not still, stalling, what any possible weight loss I could have, because stress is, and that's listening to that podcast that I was listening to about stress, that it affects your body, with, through your hormones, and it doesn't necessarily mean because you're eating stuff like that. So I'm just like trying to figure out, how can I not get so stressed? I just get stressed so easily, and I don't know how to stop that. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't do like meditation stuff very well. I don't do those kind of things very well. So it's like, I know it's just a mind over matter thing. Like, I know I just need, like, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, there's nothing you can do about this. There's nothing more that you can do, than what you're already doing. You can't change the fact that the stress is there. So you just have to go along with it, not let it get to you. And that's what I'm saying in my head, but I can't like translate that into anything else. And I think a lot of it has to do with my personality. I'm like definitely a type A personality. So especially with work, when these things are going on, it makes me very anxious, because I like things to be a certain way, and it makes me very anxious if they're not going that way, or if I feel like there's a mistake that I made, and then I take it very hard, because it's like there's really no excuse, and I don't make excuses for it. I was first one to say that's probably something I did, or I may have done it. I don't know. I'm not going to say I didn't do it, but I can't remember back that far. And so I'm never going to make like excuses for something. And then I'm thinking to myself, I feel so bad because, and who knows what could have been going on that day. I could have been doing 20 things at one time, but it's still no excuse for me not double checking something, or, I don't know. It's just, I just need to get past all this. I need to just let it go, and that's what I need to do. So there's that. The other podcast I was listening to this morning, the one that I didn't really like, but I still gleaned a couple things from it, was about thyroid and metabolism. And this is something that one of my previous doctors, the one that's no longer here, that I had been seeing originally for and she was an actual endocrinologist, which we don't have one here anymore. So that's why I just see a general practitioner about my thyroid. When that one was here, one of the things she had mentioned to me a couple times was consuming less grains and things like that. And actually, she's the one that told me that doing like a low carb diet would be the way to go to help with my thyroid function. Well, I've had other doctors tell me, yeah, that's what they've heard too, but not, that really just, eating a overall healthy low-fat diet is good for a person in general. That's what my general practitioner now says, is that a low-fat diet is what he really recommends to all of his patients, which really that's kind of what Weight Watchers is. So, but he does agree with consuming the healthy fats and things like that. But I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about gluten intolerance with people who have a low thyroid. And that, they have seen, and these are nutritionists. And again, like I said, the only reason why I did not like this podcast was because this was the one that was really recommending them to go to their wellness center, which is like in Minnesota or something. So obviously, like, I don't live in Minnesota, so I would not even be an option for me. But that's one of the things that it was talking about, was going to their center. But they were talking about, the low thyroid and gluten intolerance, and that they have seen most of the people who have the low thyroid also that they benefit from going gluten-free. I don't know. So I am thinking of doing a challenging myself and doing like a week of gluten-free. Now, I know that I would have to do a ton of research to go completely gluten-free, so I know I'll make some mistakes along the way, and I will be very upfront about that if I decide to do this challenge. I'm going to be very upfront saying, don't blast me in the comments, because I know I've heard there's a lot of things I've heard soy sauce can have gluten in it. You have to be really careful with that. Some barbecue sauces. So I know there's a lot of hidden gluten in things, so I know I probably will not do it 100% perfect, but I'm just thinking, just kind of doing a general like gluten-free diet for a week, and then doing a video on it and just saying, this is what happened, or something like that. When I do these challenges, like when I did the vegan challenge, when I do these challenges, I feel like it really, like it kind of I don't know, what is the word I'm trying to think of? It basically energizes me because I get into such a rut with meal planning, and I've been like that I was like that before this pantry challenge. So that kind of energized me again, where I was, you know, able to come up with things because I was looking what was in my pantry and my freezer. So it was really energizing me again and getting me excited about meal planning. And I'm thinking this would too if I did something like this. That's what these challenges, they really do for me. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. I mean, I may just do it anyway, but let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a video and the results of doing like a week of gluten-free eating. So I don't know if I'll do it this next week because I feel like I still want to do some research about it, but in the next couple weeks or so, I'm thinking about doing that. So let me know, and let me know any resources that I can maybe consult in the meantime online where I can find some information. And if you're gluten-free, let me know also so I can maybe chit chat with you and, you know, kind of pick your brain. So okay, so I don't have very much time to show you my little Marshall's haul. So let me show you super quickly what I got. So I got first this glazed donut. There was like 4 different syrups that I really wanted to buy, but I figured I probably better not because I really don't have room for them. But glazed donut sounded amazing, so I did pick that up. I picked these up. Here I am talking about like gluten-free, and I don't even know I can't find it on here anywhere if they're gluten-free. For some reason I'm thinking that oats, I got something on my shirt, that oats are gluten-free if they are in a gluten-free facility. Is that right? I don't know, but anyway, these sound really good. These are protein oats. I'll show you in a second. Let me just read what it says. So it says whole grain, excellent source of dietary fiber, no added sugar. They have added omega-3s. So what this has in there, the ingredients are Australian, so apparently it's Australian whole grain oats, golden flax seed flakes, and almond meal. And there's something else under the label here. Let me see if I can see it. Oh no, that's it. Okay, so there's 8 grams of fiber and 8 grams of protein. I have no idea how many points because I did not scan it, but it was only $2.99, and I love oatmeal. And I'm thinking because it has those added things in there, maybe it'd keep me full. So here's what it is. So I'm gonna try those probably and see how those are. Now, the whole reason I went in there, of course, let me show you those really quickly. So I did not find a planner for 2018. They had like one that was a 2018-2019 planner, but it was really ugly cover, and I just couldn't even do it even if it was for a couple months. And it was pretty cheap. It was like $3.99, but the cover was just terrible and the inside was terrible. Like, I liked the pages and they had big squares to write in, which is kind of a necessity for me, but just the inside pages were ugly, you know, like I just can't do it. I can't look at it. So what I got to use for the rest of the year is kind of silly, but I got this 7 days a week, one of those knock pads. But I can throw this in my purse really easily, and it just has Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then the weekend, and it does have places I can write things in. So I'm thinking just for YouTube stuff, I'm just not gonna, I kind of forgot to get one for like everyday life. But anyway, for YouTube stuff, this will work for now. And then for next year, I got this one for my YouTube stuff. Super pretty cover, and I probably can use, I don't have like a lot going on, you know, besides YouTube stuff I really need to plan out, but the necessity for me are these big squares to write in with lines. I really like that. So this will work for YouTube stuff. And if I usually use my phone calendar for like appointments and stuff because it sends me reminders, so I think this will be fun. I like how beginning of every month it has like this places for notes and stuff, so I really like this. It was only $5.99. It's really cute, really cute. So this starts in January, so this will be my planner for next year. We'll see how that goes. And then for notebooks to write in, this is a 3-pack, and I think this will be perfect. I can just throw these in my purse. I can throw all 3 of them in there. One can be for my like YouTube ideas, one can just be for random like writing things down. So this will fit in my purse perfectly, and this was only $4.99, and you get 3 pads. Each pad, it doesn't say how many paper is in each one, but this will be good for like random thoughts. And then I got this to make to-do lists because it was so cute and it has squares to check off. And I got this one for my refrigerator. It just says market list, and it has a magnet. So I always keep one of these on my refrigerator, and the one that's on there is almost out. So that was perfect that I saw that. So there's my little Marshall's haul. I head back to work because it's 12:45 and I have not eaten yet. I wasn't very hungry, so I didn't worry about eating. I had my banana and my apple already, so that's really all I've had. And then as far as water, I am on my second thing of water and it's almost done. So I'm trying to do a lot better with water. I did a water challenge today on Instagram. So I'm gonna finish this and do an update on there so I'll be halfway through because I like to drink 4 of these a day. So here's your guys' homework for me. I need some stress techniques that don't include like meditation because I've tried that and it doesn't work for me. So how do you guys de-stress? How do you take your mind off of the situation? So I need that. I need some ideas about gluten-free. Have you guys done it? Maybe some resources I can look at. For those of you that are low thyroid, is that something that has helped you? So I know about that. Was that it? I think that was all we talked about. So I'm going to listen to the rest of this podcast on my way back to work. And dinner tonight is what? Lentil taco salad. So I'm excited about that. I am using up these pantry things just like that. I am having so much fun getting rid of all this stuff, but I am definitely not going to let this happen again. If you guys have not watched my pantry video yet, be sure you watch that. I'll try to remember to link it up here or down below because I am just so impressed that I was able to use up all that stuff. And I did donate some too. I donated 2 bags to our local food drive. So I feel good about that too because it was things that I knew I would not use. So I just wanted to be logical about the whole thing. And it was things that I kind of purchased, but before I was trying to get everybody in my family on board to eating a little bit healthier. And everybody's doing really good with that too. Like everybody loved that soup. I made that gnocchi, the Emily Bites creamy chicken and gnocchi soup, and everybody loved it. And nobody believed that it was a lighter version of like a creamier soup. And everybody really liked it. So everybody's doing really good about eating what I'm making. I'm not having to make 2 meals all the time. Tonight I am, only because I do have ground beef I want to use up in the freezer. I don't want to waste the meat in the freezer. So I have one of the 80/20 ground beef and then the other 2 ground beefs and they're 96/4. So I'm not too worried about those because I can eat those. So I'm making just regular tacos for the rest of the family and then I'm making lentil tacos because I had 1 can of lentils to use up. So I'm just going to make that for myself. I'm not going to eat the whole can, of course, but I'll have the lentil tacos for myself and the family can have that as well. So but besides that, I'm not really having to make 2 meals and it's been really nice not having to do that. Now for my husband, I'm just making him other things if it includes chicken because he can't eat that. So I am making him other things. But as far as the rest of the family, they're just eating what I am and it's going over very well. So I hope this catches you up on everything that's been going on with me, and I will do another update video or chatty video like this on Friday, and I do plan on filming another FAQ video. I was going to do intermittent fasting, but I feel like I'm getting more requests about meal prepping. I was kind of looking at questions, and I have a lot of questions about intermittent fasting, but I have a ton more questions about meal prepping. So I think this week's FAQ is going to be all about meal prepping and just answering your questions on that. So I plan on that to be up either on Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to try to film it tomorrow morning is what my plan is, to try to film it then. Oh, anyhow, I will talk to you guys the next time I talk to you. Bye, guys.
I see the light inside your eyes. You make me feel like I'm awake.